Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. And I want to welcome you, of course, to Sing with me. I'm Shonda, and I inspire nations to grow. And so, welcome to Sing. And I want you all to fine tune your Tuesday with me today. Of course, I want you to fine tune it with the question of how do I stay positive in a toxic situation or a toxic environment? How do I stay positive when everything around me is just so tense and so negative? Well, first of all, I want to define what toxic situation or a toxic person is. It's a lower vibrational entity that is draining you. It's dense, it's thick, it's dark. And no matter what, when you're in it, you can feel it. You can feel the dis-ease in the atmosphere. You can feel the dis-ease in the interaction with the person that carries this energy. It is a lower vibrational energy that drains you, that frustrates you, that makes you angry. It typically is what it does. So how do I deal with it though? If I'm married and my spouse is toxic, how do I deal with it if I'm in a relationship and the person that I love possess this entity? How do I deal with it if I'm working in an environment that's very toxic? I'm in class with, it's just a toxic situation. What do I do? So I want to talk about that today. Well, the first thing I would suggest that you do is take your attention from it, because we are energetic beings, spiritual. So wherever your focus goes, so does your spirit, or so does your energy. And so what happens if it's not strong enough, it will pull you in to that narrative. It will make you sick. It will make you frustrated, have you acting crazy, cussing and fussing, and just completely going ballistic. So the first thing that you need to do is just slow yourself down and remove your attention from it. And it will eventually die off, because if you're not giving it life, it don't exist. The second thing that I want you to do is get out of your head about it. When it comes to a distorted person or a toxic situation or a toxic environment, it ain't no need of even getting in your head about it. Don't even allow it to occupy neurons in your brain, because it's a lower vibrational thing. And if you're vibing at just a level of acceptance, that's already right there, almost in the middle. Accept what it is and let it go. Just let it go. The third thing you need to do is pay attention. When you're in that situation, what does it make you feel like? Is your body freaking out on you? Are your hands sweaty? Is your heart rate going up? Are you, tensing up and angry? Is that how it's making you feel by being in the company of this type of energy? And if it does make you feel that way, then I want you to ask yourself a question. Is me being in this particular situation getting me closer to peace or further away from peace? And if the answer is further away, then you know what you need to do? Declare peace right there and say, no matter what, I'm going to be peaceful, because I'm not going to even give my attention to it, and be determined to stay in peace. No matter what the other person does, no matter what's going on in the environment, if you turn your back to it and take your attention away from it and stay in peace, it will change. The fourth thing I want you to do is learn to raise your level of awareness. Raise your level of awareness so that you will have a spiritual sensitivity to negativity. A lot of times we end up in situations, in particularly because we don't have the built-in sensitivity. We don't take enough time to really get to know people, to even see if this is really the place for me to even work. We're so desperate sometimes, or we just don't know what to look for. So practice raising your level of awareness, because that will help out tremendously. And just claim, like I said earlier, a state of peace. I remember being in a toxic situation before. I've had it in various areas. And when I began to turn my attention away from the situation, it was tough. And really focus on me and saying, you know what? I deserve to be at peace. I deserve to be happy. And I deserve to love on me. Because at the end of the day, regardless to what's going on in this environment, one thing I know I can do is change me. And I know that when I change who I am, And when I hold on to peace for myself, and if I believe that I receive peace, then I declare that anyone that shows up in my environment, they're going to reflect my peace. They're going to reflect my love. They're going to change because I changed. And believe it or not, that is exactly what happened. When I changed my level of awareness, when I took my attention from the situation, when I began to focus on me, when I got out of my head about why it was going on, when I was able to accept it and just equip myself with the knowledge to know that, I determine how people show up in my experience. I determine how I either do you react or do you respond to a situation. And I just declare that every time a person encounters me, they're going to encounter peace and love. And so what ended up happening in the most toxic environment that I was in, people changed. They literally were like, I don't know what it is about you, but every time I'm around you, I feel just so good about myself. I feel a sense of love and compassion. And then they looked at themselves and changed. The whole environment changed. What happens when I'm not in it, I don't care. But I know that when I'm in it, because I changed and I changed who I was, then eventually over time, it shifted. And that's for those who are just in a situation that you just can't help it. Like if you're on a job or maybe you're married or, something like that. You just can't help it. But eventually you can help it because no matter what, you can always change it and you can always get out of it no matter what the situation is. So I hope that this little brief talk did help you gain some knowledge on how to deal or how to remain positive in a toxic situation, because nothing and no one should be able to shake your confidence, because you were built to succeed and to conquer it all. I love you guys. Share this message and this video. Like, subscribe. You know what to do. And to the next video. Peace. Bye now.